Hi. Um, if you got to this video, the chances are it meant to get to you. And there might be something here that will be useful for you. So if you hang on for a minute and try to see if that makes sense, that might help you. You see. So these videos, I meant to record this video for people that feel like there's something wrong with them. People that feel like or feel that they're different. If you ever felt different, that something wrong with you, or that people don't understand you, or that things seem to be too hard for you all the time, and that you don't fit in, that you're not good enough, and that life seems to be a battle every day. So it's most likely that this video is for you. If you feel like there is something out there calling you, it most likely is. And the sooner that you answer to this call, the easiest life will be for you. And trust me, it does get easier with time. So I first want to say a bit, I'll talk about me, who I am, just so you have an idea of where I'm coming from. So I I've been recently through a spiritual awakening, one of my several spiritual awakenings for the last 3 years. But this latest one was transformational, was like a rebirth, which is what some people call as great spiritual awakening. I'm currently in isolation. So I left everything for about 2 months. I felt this urge that I had to go somewhere, and I knew exactly where I needed to go. I had this urge that I had to go to Egypt. So I did. I felt the calling, and I really went for it. That was something that I couldn't hold anymore. So before that, let's get to where I was before. So I'm a doctor. I did my degree in science, um, biological science, and then I did my master's degree and my PhD. And I thought that was what I was supposed to do with my life. That was a huge achievement for me. Today, I was the first person to have this level of academic studies in my family, and everyone was very proud of it. Because I felt like after my first degree, there was something missing. I still felt like that's still not it. So I did my master. That's still not it. There's something out there calling me. I need to do something else. That's not enough. So I went for my PhD, and I still wasn't sure if that was it. So like I moved away. I moved from my country to study abroad, part of my PhD, and then and that was amazing. That was really good. I opened up my mind even more. But and I get a job. I got a job in this other country, and I eventually met a person. I got married as well. And I thought, okay, that should be it. I finished my PhD. Got my job. Got married. So this is life. I'm done. I made life. But that was not quite like this. Even though I got a good job, I was getting paid very well, higher than the majority of the population in the country that I was living, which is England. So for a foreign person, uh, things are hard. I got the job, so I was made up. I was really happy. But over time, I started to question myself. Is this what life is? You just work, you go to work, go back home, you rest, and then the next day again, and the next day again, and again, and again, and again. And then weekend is like this big. The whole week is like so much work. And then you just have like 2 days for resting. And it's like, this is not right. Because the weekend was so quick, I couldn't even rest. And by the time I was about to start resting, it was Sunday, and I was already anxious about Monday. So that was not life. And sorry. And then yeah, confirmation work. So I started to realize that that wasn't that wasn't working out for me. And um, Once I got married and got the job, I did not have energy to continue doing the things that I loved, which is yoga, dancing, going to the gym, etc. So I didn't have this time anymore. So it started shrinking the me time, and that was really a big mistake because as that happened, I did not have enough energy to give to my marriage, to do give to my work. But over time, I started to realize that everything was crumbling down because they were not meant to me. That was not the job that I was meant to be doing. That was not the person I'm meant to be living with. There was many traits of toxicity, uh, both ways. We were not just not aligned. So the universe, source, God, you name however you want to name it, was giving me clear signs that you're not aligned. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. We've been giving you signs. This is how you're feeling exhausted, like this in both scenarios, both home and at work, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're here to do something else, but you're trying to distract yourself with all these studies and you're not achieving anything. You're not feeling fulfilled, even though you were getting money, you're married, but you're still not happy. Why? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So fast forward, everything's crumbling down. Marriage crumbling down, my job's crumbling down, and yeah, I was trying to hold the sky falling down, but I just couldn't. That was I had no strength enough to do, even though I'm very resilient. I'm really determined the whole life. I just couldn't. So the marriage went down, uh, and the job as well. And that's when I realized that I have ADHD. So now, okay, the fault, it's my fault all along. So I took responsibility. Okay, after a while. This is my ADHD fault. This is why I feel that way my whole life. So for a while, that made lots of sense for me. I was happy to find out that okay, so this is the reason I'm the issue. My ADHD and me, we are the issue. But then very quickly I switched to that because I knew that I'm so capable. I'm a good person. I knew I'm a good person. And it's not fair for me to blame ADHD for all the issues that I faced, all the difficulties that I had. So this is when I start on medication as well. Uh, it will make more sense as I continue. So this is when I start medication, and that helped for a while. I went very productive. I became a machine. Would get at work. I would just work. I wouldn't even talk to people, which for me, over after a while, I started realize, hang on a sec. So I'm taking this meds. I work the whole day. I give my soul, and then I get home crash because I worked the whole day. I didn't stop. There were times that I didn't even stop for food for a long time because I didn't even feel hungry. I was so focused, and I also became a bit numb. I'm not here to go against medications or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just telling how was my experience. So I became a bit numb for a while, like in a sense where this bubbliness that I always had was gone. I was just serious, working like literally a machine, like I said. Was very different. I wasn't being me. And that person that I was always dancing, always being happy and being silly, just being me. I couldn't be because I changed because of the meditation. Medication. Not meditation. Meditation was really good actually. And it was a big part of my thanks spirit. Meditation was something that always helped me a lot. This is one of the tools that really supported me all along. Meditation, dancing, doing the things I love. Uh, so yeah, marriage went down. So we decided we're gonna divorce. But I kept focused on my job. I still tried to hold it tight because I was really scared of losing my job. This is my fear of survival was super activated. So I lost the relationship. I was really sad about this, but I couldn't lose my job. So I hold tight on the job, focus on the job, and I went up again. So I now had put all my attention on the job. So the attention I used to have to divide between me and my relationship now was focused on the job. Yeah, that helped me for a while. So I was now single, focused on my job, and I was doing well. But over time, after 2 months, a couple of months, yeah, 1 or 2, I found someone and I fell in love again. I have this thing that I can fall in love really easily to with people when I feel that we have a potential. So I fell in love really fast and I dive in this relationship. So I finished a marriage. I did not have time to process all those emotions and I just invest in this relationship. And I really take responsibility for that. I was really into this person, so I tried everything. I didn't have to try much, but I tried. I put myself out there, and eventually the person was agreeing with me. Okay, let's go for it. um, and that was good. That was a time where I found out about myself a lot, and I really thought that I really thought that I made it this time. And I was with someone. I'm sorry. I really thought that I really thought that I got the person that was supposed to be with me forever. I always had this dream of true love. I always thought there was true love out there, and I would find it at some point. But yeah, eventually things start being different in this relationship as well. Things start being different, and I start to realize that this person was a really good person. But yeah, I will continue to never make sense. So I was focused on the job, and I had this person now that I was really in love with. Um, but over time, the job still kept pushing me out. Like, this is not a job for you. You're not supposed to be doing this job. And then I ignored all the message. This is not a job for you. There is something else. You're feeling drained. You're feeling like you need to move, and you ignore the message. Um, I tried to not to believe that I had to do something about it because I was scared of not having the security of the job that I had. I was paid well. I was doing exactly what I worked my whole life. I did 15 years. I was 15 years doing the same thing. So my degree, master's, PhD, plus the experience in the job was about 15 years. So I worked my whole life to do that, to study science, to study molecular biology, which is DNA, something that I've always been fascinated about. So why wasn't I feeling fulfilled if I was doing something that I thought that was what I was meant to do? So that was what was holding on. I didn't want to I didn't want to give up on that job because I thought that was what I was supposed to be doing. But anyway, press forward to the universe, God was just showing me you gotta go. You gotta go. It's time to go. And if you don't go, the tower will fall. If you don't listen to your call, the call will keep calling you. And it gets louder, louder, and louder, up to the point that you can't stand anymore. You're gonna have to do something about it. The call kept calling me, and then the company started went bankrupt, and I was made redundant. So yeah, there was no choice. I didn't do it by myself, but the company did it. So I left. I had to leave, and for a second, even though I was scared, I was like, right, spirit. While the company was having these issues, I was like, Spirit, now, if it's supposed for me to go, take me. I surrender. I I can't stand this anymore. There's pressure in my head saying that I need to do something, that I should be doing something else. So I said, Spirit, I surrender to your wish, to your will. And if I'm supposed to leave, please show me a sign. And I was called to go to the meeting. Oh, there's Mars, right? And yeah, I was made redundant. I was so scared. I'm laughing now, but I was really scared because I was living in this country based on the visa that I was having from work. So everything was just breaking down. And so I kept doing, following my calling, which was spirituality. I kept listening to podcasts, videos on YouTube, and then I started getting more into it, and I started going through workshops online and everything online. And I focused on that. So about I spent about 6 months just focused on this in a hermit mode, just focused on studying what I really loved. And I felt like, okay, I'm finally on the right track. And it was up and downs, up and downs. Like, so after a while studying this and really focused on what I knew that was supposed to be for me, because I understood the signs, and I started listening to tune in with this message, and they came from different ways, by seeing an advert and feeling like this, there's something there for me. I need to listen to this person talking. There's something that is calling me. There's something inside me saying, listen to this. So anyway, I kept doing this and I found my way. Yeah. So, but as I got deep into my spirituality, my studies, I start to outgrow the relationship because there was many toxic coping mechanisms, behaviors that I was into and my partner was into, and all sorts of things that you can think, like ways that you use to escape the pain that you're feeling and and the thoughts that you're having that are trying to guide you somewhere. So it's really easy for us to get stuck in alcohol and things like this that just distract you from your purpose. From your purpose. That's the word. That distract from your purpose because there are many forces out there that don't want you to find out what you're meant to be doing. That's the truth. Because they know how powerful you are. And once you step on your purpose, once you embody your light, they tremble because they know that you're going to change things. You're going to build new things. You're going to lead. You're going to create a new world. And we're going to get there. You're just going to have to listen to your heart, to listen to what is calling you and paying attention to it. So as I start to go really deep into spirituality, my vibration started to go even higher. I was already a very high vibration my whole life, but it went up to a certain level that I was not attracted to the coping mechanism that I used to have when I was vibing low. So yeah, things just start getting into place and you start to feel aligned. That's when I start to feel like myself for the first time ever. I never felt so much like myself, but it was not just upwards from that. So now I left my job. I'm really excited about my spiritual journey. But as I said, I start to outgrow some cope mechanisms, and I had the conversation with my ex-partner. I said, listen, I feel like we start to go in a crossroads. I'm following a path where I'm no longer attracted by the cope mechanisms, the addictive behaviors that we used to have together. Let's say that way. I said, I'm gonna be true with myself and I'm gonna follow my path. And if things just don't, if we diverge directions, that's it. And yeah, we both agree with that. There was no, and and that's exactly what happened. So I'm very intuitive. I'm clairvoyant, cognizant, you name it. Uh, and the only issue was I was not listening to my body. I was not listening to the voices, to my intuition. And that's what kept me in this situation for so long, so many years. I did not listen to my intuition when I started the first marriage. I did not listen to my My intuition when I started the second relationships, I had premonitions, I have visions, I have sensations in my body. Confirmation barb again. Sensations showing me this is not a path for you, this is not a relationship for you. But I stayed. And I'm glad that I stayed now because I learned so much. So I now I can see this in a completely different perspective. But at the time, my intuition was there telling me, showing me all the signs. That's not for you. That's not for you. But yeah, I bypassed them. I bypassed my feelings, my intuitions, that sensations that were in my body saying that don't go for it. But anyway, I got to a point where I started feeling this calling for it's time for you to step forward. You need to go for more. This is time for you to do something about it. And I started feeling the call for moving somewhere, and was like, okay, move where? I don't have a job. I have the only thing I have is a relationship. Where I'm going to go, I'm not going to go back all the way back to my country, am I? With not a lot of money because I did not have money at the time. I had the money to receive from the company, but the company didn't have the money to pay me. And yeah, I did not have much. I had my credit card, and that's all. And the courage or the craziness. Some people would say craziness, but now I know that was not craziness. That was bravery. That was listening to my intuition and finally following what is aligned for my soul. Right. I felt that I had to go to Egypt, and I did. I went to Egypt, and that was painful. I'm smiling now, but was really painful to have to leave everything that I had, the relationship, all the people, the toxic people and the non-toxic people, the people that I knew I was not supposed to be together anymore, and the people that I still had some feelings toward them, even though I knew that we are not supposed to be together. But yeah, in the end of the day, I left, and it was about 2 months ago. I left, and then that's when everything started happening. Oh, that's when the magic started happening in my life. Literally, all my spiritual gifts started coming alive. All the sensations, all the synchronicities, all the messages, channeling, even channeling. So I channeled from upstairs a message from God saying, God listens. So all the prayers that I made, all the meditations, all the requests that I made, asking for help, literally, God, she did listen. And that's why everything was happening. So everything that was crumbling down was because I asked God to put me in alignment with what I was supposed to be doing, put me in alignment with the people that I was supposed to be interacting with. So what did she do? Took me away from everyone. Simple as that. I literally lost everyone. So everything I was living was not in alignment with what I was supposed to be doing. And that was really tough to accept. But yeah, moved past 2 months, we are here right now. We, we are here right now, living in a hotel room. This is all my notes to keep me sane, my prayers, my affirmations. I'm posting on Instagram, and I can say now that I've never, even though it sounds crazy, wow, I have a backpack, two backpacks, a few changes of clothes. This is all I have. I managed to grab when I left. I had some material things, but I just that doesn't even matter. I was just like I knew I need to go and I go, and I went. And yeah, even my dog, wait, someone's looking after my dog. It just, that was one of the hardest things as well. But anyway, my dog is beautiful. Oh, I'm gonna put a picture of him here just so you see. He's the cutest thing in the world. Um, but yeah, I miss him so much. But someone's looking after him, and I can't have contact with him like through pictures. So yeah, I've been in isolation since for 2 months now. and I had the time for myself. This is the time where I found who I am. I actually finding now, found who I am, and it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Oh, so I don't regret anything I did. It was painful. I don't even know how many diagnosed episodes I had. It felt like everything was a diagnosed episode, but it was down and up, down and up. And the most important thing is when you're down, hold tight, believe you're gonna go back up. If you're down there, it means that you're releasing. Believe that there is a higher force holding you there because there is. Yes. I think we're getting to the end of this first message. And if I could summarize the experience that I'm having right now, would be that song from Miley Cyrus, Climb. It's not about how fast you move. It's not about what is waiting the other side. It's about the climb, the climb. Yeah, it's about the journey. And this song just resonates so much, so I wanted to put that through to you. My intention for this channel now, this is my first video. Hopefully the next one will be slightly smaller. The intention for this channel is to give some insights and to give some hope that there is another way. And I hope that I will be able to give more support as well to you. So keep tuned if you want. I hope you got something from this message. Just to end this, I want to say God loves you. God is with you. And even though you might sometimes not believe, not trust, and might not feel like she is, trust, they love you so much and they can't wait to build a stronger relationship with you. So yeah, I hope that helps and I see you next time. Mwah.